Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into something maybe deceptively simple. Kindness.
Yeah, but with a twist.
Exactly. Our sources, well, they suggest something fascinating, that always being nice, like to everyone, might actually be a bit selfish.
It sounds counterintuitive, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
And we'll also be looking at this idea of a litmus test for character, which, ties right into it.
He does, that term, litmus test, usually chemical, right? But here it means something you use to judge acceptability based on, like, a core belief or opinion.
Okay.
And that's super relevant to how we, size each other up in daily life, how we judge, how we are judged.
And how basic human kindness fits into that whole picture.
Precisely. It's about understanding authenticity and, well, perceived worth.
All right, so let's jump straight into that provocative idea first.
Yeah.
Being kind to everyone. Selfish. Or lazy. That's what one source throws out there. How does that even work?
Well, the thinking goes something like this. Instead of doing all that mental calculation, okay, who gets my kindness today? Does this person deserve it? What's the angle?
Right, the social calculus.
Exactly that. Instead of all that effort, you just default to kind for everyone.
Ah, so it simplifies things, reduces the brain drain.
Yeah, less cognitive load, less decision fatigue. It's almost like an efficiency strategy.
An optimized strategy for social interaction.
Kind of. You set nice as the default, assuming, well, hoping, most people will be decent back.
But acknowledging some won't, the bad apples.
Right. But those exceptions don't change the fundamental rule. Kindness is the baseline. It makes interactions smoother, more predictable, frankly.
Okay, that reframing makes a lot more sense. Kindness is like a practical default. But then the sources also talk about the impact, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that this very simplicity, being nice for, well, no particular reason, can actually hit people really hard in a good way.
Yeah, it catches them off guard. Makes their day sometimes.
Creates ripples. And it touches on that idea that because kindness seems easy, maybe we think it's overrated.
But it's not, is it? If it's genuine, the sources say it gives this wonderful feeling, helps you get through things.
So the value isn't just in the effort, but the genuineness and the effect it has.
Exactly. And that brings us to a really powerful quote the sources mention from Goethe.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
You can easily judge the character of a man by how he treats those who can do nothing for him.
Wow, okay.
That hits it, right? It connects directly back to this litmus test idea.
Really does.
True kindness, the kind offered when there's zero chance of getting something back, no personal gain on the table, that's the real test of character.
Acting well when there's absolutely nothing in it for you.
That's the core of it.
That Goethe quote really elevates it. Kindness not just is a nice behavior, but a measure of, well, who you actually are.
Mm-hmm.
But it also makes you wonder, that's a high bar for everyday life, isn't it? Always being that purely altruistic.
It is, and that's where another source offers a bit of realism, a reminder.
Which is?
Basically, if you forget to be nice, that's okay. Just, do it when you can.
Ah, so it's not about perfection.
Not at all. It's about consistency, about the presence of that base kindness, even if it's often effortless. You don't have to be a saint.
Just generally, an upstanding human.
Pretty much. It's the consistency that matters. Recognizing that the real impact isn't in flawless execution, but just in that kindness being there, especially when it costs you nothing.
Right, not grand gestures, just the background quality of how we interact.
Exactly, that base action.
So wrapping this up then, what our deep dive seems to show is that this unconditional kindness, it's not just some soft, fuzzy thing.
No, it's pretty powerful.
Right, it can be a pragmatic way to navigate the world, save mental energy, or a conscious choice to build real connection. Either way, giving it without expecting anything back.
It boosts your own well-being, and it definitely has that ripple effect outwards.
It's really about the fabric of our interactions, more than just, tit-for-tat niceness.
Which leads to a question for you, listening right now.
Yeah.
Think about those small, consistent acts of kindness, especially, like Goethe said, towards people who can offer nothing in return. How could those acts serve as your own personal litmus test?
A test for your own character.
And maybe, just maybe, contribute to a world that's a little more genuinely connected, a little less calculating.
Something to think about.
Yeah.
Finding that base level of kindness in yourself.
And just letting it spread. Effortlessly.